Welcome everyone to Tech Tuesday Google Classroom Originality Reports. If you have not heard of them, you're going to love them. So let me give you a quick overview of what they are. So just so you know, you and your students can both use Originality Reports, and I'll show you both sides of how that works for you as a teacher as well as how it works for you, your students. You'll be able to run a report that compares students, both their Google Docs and their slide files against any web pages and books that are on the internet. So it does it like a Google search for whatever content the students have written and checks it for originality. You will get a report that will then show you the sources where they found the student writing, and it will also flag any uncited text. So if your students are citing their text, they should be good to go. But if they did not cite any of their sources, then they would get you, that would be flagged. This is available with the Google Workspace Plus, which we have, and you as a teacher can run unlimited originality reports. So let's go ahead over to the Google Classroom and show you how this works. So in Google Classroom, I have created this assignment on The Great Gatsby. Just like I would normally create an assignment, I've used emojis. I used emojis for numbering the steps, used the rich text formatting. I've given this Chapter 1, made a copy for every student. Done all the assignment over here, due dates, topics, and all that like we normally would. But one area you may have seen when you were creating assignments is like, I don't know much about this over here. All you have to do is click check plagiarism, and that is turned on. This will enable your students to run an originality report, which they can run 3 times on each writing assignment. So they can keep running it as they're, prior to turning it in. So it gives them that flexibility, when they're getting ready to turn something in, like, let me check it for originality, see if anything gets flagged so they can make corrections. So they can run 3 on every assignment. So once it's turned on, you just click assign, like you normally would, okay? And then you're good to go, okay? Now let me show you what that looks like on an old assignment that we have here. So let me save this draft, and I'm going to come down to this Halloween history assignment. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And I've actually got some students who are still working on it. I know, for example, myself, I'm a student in this classroom. So I'm going to click on this work. And if you're familiar with Google Classroom and the grading shell, this opens up the student's Google Doc. You've got some flexibility. You can add comments. But over here on the right-hand side, you will see where it says the student's name and their document, or in this case, Google Slides as well. So it does check both if you have them. And you can see this just says check plagiarism originality. So you would just click on that. And it's going to go through the process of checking it for plagiarism. It's going to take a while. So while that's cooking, so to speak, I'm just going to pop on over here to another student. You can see here this demo account student has 4 flagged passages. So if you click on that, it will open it up and it will show you the web matches, what's flagged. Top web match shows you the website. You can click on through to see all the different sections that are flagged. So it's really neat to see specifically this in yellow is where this student, so clearly the student just went to Wikipedia and just started copying and pasting, which, that never happens, right? But if it does, they're flagged here and you can see where the students have that information. So it's a great way for you then, you can come over here and you can close this and you can highlight things and then add a comment for the students. You can add this needs to be cited, or, please make sure this is in your own words, or whatever terminology you use in your classroom to let students know, yeah, no, this is not okay, right? So you can also return that to the student after the fact and let them know that they need to, make the adjustments. And again, when you're grading in Google Classroom this way, you can just slide through all your students using the arrows. So this one hasn't been checked, and we go back to mine because that one should be finished by now. And I've got 2 flagged passages. So I come over here and open it, and same thing. You can also go by a percentage and see the percentage. So 91% of the content has been flagged, 6% cited quoted content, and you can it'll highlight everything. Now this here it says matches from Linwood Unified School District. We have turned that on. What that means is if more teachers start using Originality reports, it's going to start building a database of the Linwood students' writing. So to compare it against it. So from year to year, if you have students, it's like, you've got their brother or their sibling, a cousin, a best friend. Oh, yeah, here's the assignment. I got an A on this in my English class. Use it in yours and see what happens. It would start comparing we would start building our own database. So the more teachers that use this, the better that is. Okay. And again, 97% of my content that is here is from history.com. So it's really pretty intuitive. You can also print this, and it's going to give a nice report for you to work with the student individually. If you need to document this, you can print a report, and it's very detailed about where it came from. It's got the website, it's got the percentages, it's got everything for you. So it's really comprehensive for what you can share with your students, admin if you need to have more conversations on that. Now on the student side, we just pop over here. So here's this assignment for the student. They've written their work here. It's attached. So here's their essay. In Google Classroom, they can come over here before they turn it in. They can click run and see. Remember I told you they get 3. So 3 of 3. They have 3 more left for this one. And they would just click run. And it's going to run again. It takes a few minutes to kind of go through the process, but they would get themselves a report. Oh, this actually looks like it's done. So view Originality report, click it over here, and they get the same sort of preview that you got where they can see, oh, look at that. I had some from iloveenglishschool.com, history.com, yahoo.com. So it's a tool not only for you, but it's a tool to teach your students to use so that they can make the corrections on their work before they turn it in. So they haven't even turned it in yet. If they make some edits, they can click run, and now you see it's at 2 of 3. So they get 3 per assignment. You've got the teacher side and the student side. So you can view those Originality reports to teach for up to 45 days. And then you would have to run another report in the grading tool if you needed to. Just some of the sizes, if the file is larger than 2 megabytes, it's not going to run. So if you're having students create presentations in Google Slides that are over 2 megabytes, that would be a really long presentation. This will not work, but most presentations are well under the 2 megabytes. Again, we talked about the school matches as well that we want to get. So if you have colleagues, ask them, encourage them to use this as well so we can start developing that database. And then the student side, very simple. 3, they can run 3. The teacher will not see the reports that the student runs. The teacher will only see it after they've turned it in, and the teacher runs their own Originality report. So the students' Originality reports are their own tool to help them see where they may have some issues with citing and need to make sure they're citing all their resources. That is how easy using Originality reports is.